There are things we see all the time, but rarely notice. They're always there, but they are so familiar that they disappear. A few days ago, I was riding in the passenger seat on a long drive. I was kind of listening to a podcast, but I wasn't really paying attention, and I just was kind of staring down the road. And without thinking about it, I squinted, and I saw something, and it was close to me. I squinted again, but I couldn't yet tell what it was. Then I did it slowly, and it clicked. I was seeing my own eyelashes. Not in the mirror on the visor. I was seeing them from inside my own eyes. Thin, dark, curvy lines between me and the windshield. Most of us don't remember the last time we noticed our eyelashes. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. Maybe it was decades. Kids notice things like this all the time. They squint at lights. They press on their eyes to see colors. They stare at something until someone tells them to stop. They experiment with what their bodies and minds can do. And then we grow up. And most of us stop experimenting that way. But here I was, well into adulthood, noticing my own eyelashes as if they were new. It felt strange, not uncomfortable, just unexpected. What was stranger was realizing how rarely this happens. Our eyelashes are always there. We blink constantly, dozens of times every minute. They pass between us and the world over and over again. But we don't see them. The brain filters them out. It has to. If we saw our eyelashes all the time, we'd never be able to focus on anything else. They'd be in the way constantly. So the brain decides they aren't important. That decision isn't conscious. It's automatic. The brain is always choosing what's important and what isn't. And most of the time, it's right. When we're moving through the world, what's important is what's ahead of us. The road, other cars, where we're going. Eyelashes don't help with that. So they disappear. But that day, the conditions were different. I wasn't driving like I typically am. I had no responsibility at the moment. And the light was bright enough to create strong contrast. The dark of my eyelashes against the light outside, the windshield, was too sharp for the brain to ignore. The lines were thin and clear, like ink on white paper. For once, the brain couldn't edit them out. Light made them visible. Not because they weren't there before, but because the contrast forced them into awareness. In that moment, light showed me something I've been trained not to see. Something that's been there all along. It made me wonder how many things I don't notice. Not just with my eyes, but in life. How many details fade away because they're familiar? How many moments disappear because my attention is pointed somewhere else? How many things are filtered out simply because they're always present? Sometimes it takes the right light to bring something back into view. Sometimes it takes a pause, a shift, a moment with no responsibility. And suddenly, what's been there the whole time appears again. Not new, just noticed.